Hello and welcome back to another Epic 7 video where today I'm gonna talk about the state of 3 stars and go back to a video I made 2 months ago. Hell yeah, brother. There is gonna be some gameplay in the background, so if you wanna watch that, and hear someone rant into your ear, then sure. If that's your cup of tea, then welcome. I am here to ramble. Anyways, so I made that video 2 months ago and I was talking about some points and how Epic 7 3 stars add nothing to the game. I gave it some time. Some people in the comments were telling me, it will get better. In fact, Epic 7 should make more 3 stars because it adds more potential. On one end, I agree, they add more potential. But the more 3 stars they make, the more pitiful it becomes. Usually when they release 3 stars, they all have their unique animations. Sure, Camilla and Penelope share the same animations. Sure, Melanie, Helen, Christy share some animations, but at least they're new animations. Not like this new batch where Junie copies Orte, or Susan uses Adelaide's animations, or, what was her name? That 3-star Soul Weaver Fire, Hazel, that's the one. Not Susan copying those animations. Oh, woe is me, Tellaz is reusing Batiste's animations. Bet you didn't even know that, cause no one plays Batiste, or whatever his name is. Okay, let's look at Talia. Oh, she reuses Judith animations and some of Alexa's animations. Wow! Can you tell me to my face that the recent batch of 3 stars actually added anything to the game? No. And I am... yes, Lilka technically did something to the game. You can clear Ice Expedition just a little bit faster. But that's it. What about the batch before it? Okay, there was Mui. He was good for Wyvern, and I agree, he is pretty good for Wyvern, except I never used him. You know why? Because I do not want to invest in him. I do not care. I already have a Wyvern one-shot team, and before he's even available to me, keep in mind I've been playing the game for 5 years almost, or at least maybe 5 years by now, I don't know. I played it since release and took a year off, I don't know. Anyways, right, so who cares if Wyvern goes from 18 wins, 2 losses to 19 wins, 20 losses. It's not like you're clearing the hunt faster, because keep in mind, Mui plays his S2 animations, his S3 isn't a 100% chance, so you have to worry of a 25%, and then there's always 15% chance, and then his S1 is only bleed, so it's not like he's DPSing or anything. Okay, they released Specialty Change Alexa. Whoa, Specialty Change Alexa does Wyvern Hunt 5 seconds faster. Are you actually happy? You can clear Wyvern Hunt 5 seconds faster. Just build a one-shot team. Okay, you have a one-shot team and your one-shot team involves Alexa and you can clear it 5 seconds faster. Okay, in that case, how is your gear, brother? Are you consistently farming Hunt Buff? The thing that they rarely put, the thing they only put when there is a celebration or when there is a collab. That is the only time Hunt Buff is available. Okay, you're farming during Hunt Buff. How are your rolls? I bet they sure improved gear system. Your flat HP, flat defense, flat health, I'm sure it's all going dandy. Would be a shame if this one piece that has speed, crit chance, crit damage just suddenly happens to min roll, and then guess what? Your 4th substat is attack percent, but don't worry, they recently made this gem that you can scarcely get to reset your piece, and guess what? It's gonna hit even harder when your mid-roll piece min-rolls. Has it solved anything? No, just because they released a 3-star who does the hunt 2 seconds faster, it changes nothing. So what if Lilka does 50 or 100,000 more damage to Ice Expedition? If it takes you 2 runs to clear Ice Expedition, then Lilka changes nothing, because you're still gonna use the same exact amount of energy. Okay, maybe you can argue Lilka clears Ice Expedition 20 seconds faster. Okay, she clears 20 seconds faster. Fair. Honestly, fair. But you still need 2 runs to clear Ice Expedition. And if you can clear Ice Expedition in one go, that is a gear check. And again, we go back to the previous argument. If this new unit can clear the hunt 3 seconds faster, 5 seconds faster, maybe even 10 seconds faster. 10 seconds is a big improvement, by the way. How are your gear rolls, huh? Are they amazing? I mean, I see guides of people saying, yo, just use Sid in Ice Expedition. Yeah. My Rowana gear and Sid gear is nowhere near where it's supposed to be. I can't build this thing that they're showing in the guide. In fact, the way I used to clear Ice Expedition, I used to use Destina. And she used to give CR pushes every time she cleanses a debuff. So, she was my cleanser. Goodbye, Destina. My DPS used to be Izeria, Earth Izeria with Iron Fan, but Iron Fan, goodbye. So I haven't been doing Ice Expedition. And realistically speaking, even if Lilka can do it a few seconds faster, again, it solves nothing. You're still doing it in 2 runs. Okay, another one. As I said, who cares if you can clear Wyvern 2 seconds faster? Who cares if you can do this hunt 5 seconds faster? Actually, 5 seconds, agreeable. But like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, really? Are you really gonna tell me that's a big change? It's not. Now, who was a successful 3-star? Camilla. Camilla, straight up best 3-star in the game, or at least in my opinion, one of the most best memorable recent 3-stars. She has single-handedly changed how we approach hunts, or not just hunts, other areas of content in the game. She is the only reason I have a consistent KD's team. If I used Kitty Clarissa, maybe I'll achieve similar results, but as far as I'm concerned, Camilla, very good. Thumbs up from me, because she's not an ML4, she's accessible, she's easy to build, she doesn't use Molagora, and her stat line is actually kind of decent for a 3-star, And again, this is something I always complain about. 3-stars are playing at a big, huge disadvantage, just from a stat perspective. Majority of 5-stars lose to other 5-stars because it's a gear check. So when you're using a 3-star, you are deliberately putting yourself at a disadvantage. And the same thing happens with imprints, by the way. Why do 3-star imprints suck way more than 5-star imprints? Okay, this 5-star can have a 10% attack increase for the team, and then this other 3-star is just gonna have 144 attack. It's like, brother, really? 10% attack compared to 144 attack. It's pathetic. Or in an extreme case, one 3-star will give the team 488 health, but then this other guy gives the team 12% HP. 488 health could be a mineral. It's a 4%, and this other 5-star is giving the team triple the amount. Just like that, because they're a 5-star. Anyways, as I was saying, 3-stars add nothing to the game, and they recycle animations. They did nothing. Junie did nothing. Susan did nothing. Telaz did nothing. Talia did nothing. Lilka improved Ice Expeditions a little bit. Let's look at the batch before it. Orte, fun on release. That's it. Why would you ever build a Orte? It's not like she's used anywhere. Mui is good for Wyvern? Question mark. That's assuming you don't already have a Wyvern team. And if you do use Mui, you are literally slowing down your team. There's no way you actually speed up your team using Mui. And if you have speeded up your team, I'm assuming you're cleaving using Free Spirit Tira to defense break plus Arbiter Vildred to just clear. And that's kind of crazy. Oh, by the way, did you know that Specialty Change Alexa is locked behind episode 2? So if you want Specialty Change Alexa, beat Strays. And then after you beat Strays, open the Book of Memories and clear Lord of Summer. Then maybe you can do Wyvern 3 seconds faster, I guess. Sure, whatever. We don't care. It's not like there's a cigarette ticket available, which outclasses Alexa in a lot of ways. Because, Zigret. Back then when you play the game, you open the game, people tell you roll Zigret on your thing. Anyways, moving on. So, value addition from the recent patch was Lilka, and then the patch before it was only Mui. I understand they added Junie, but can you honest to God tell me that Junie is a good unit? Can you honestly, just man to man, look me in the eye and tell me every unit in that batch was a perfectly fine addition to the game? Maybe you can. People will use the argument that it opens up potential for specialty changes. Oh yeah, when we look back at that video, I was talking about how some specialty changes miss the marks, and rarely, if ever, do they buff 3 stars. Now, let that comment sink in for a moment. I'm gonna look at the side, raise the window a little bit. Never mind, I lowered it. Whatever. It's just, I gave you your time. They buffed Pilus. What did they do with Pilus? The already good specialty change that you use in Guild Wars. They buffed that thing. Yeah, that thing. What did they do with her? Well, they changed a 3% to a 5%. "10 out of 10 balancing, Smilegate." Okay, what about the batch before it? I think they gave Susan defense buff. No, not defense buff. So, Susan, every time he takes a turn, he increases attack and something else. Point is, he increases his stats by a little small margin. And they just added defense percent. Can you honestly tell me in the eye and tell me that change did anything? And you might say, hey, give him some time. 2 months passed. 2 months is a long time. In internet culture, if you're not relevant for a week, people forget you even existed. Look at drama. Oh, 2 months time is people forgot what the drama was even about because there's 10 other dramas happening at the same time. You know what's happened in these 2 months? Honkai Star Rail released and people are jacked into Honkai Star Rail. Not Epic 7. Genshin, Gentrash, Imtrash. Yes, I am making a Dr. Squirrel April Fool's reference in 2023. Anyways, they made Gentrash, Imtrash, they released a new unit, and people are hooked into this unit. Even if the unit has some of the worst story writing I've ever seen, even if the same one. Lovely. I was too loud, apparently. I lost my drive somewhat. Oh, by the way, before the thing you just heard, I literally recorded a 16-minute video going into depth of everything that I was talking about, my points about the 3 stars and all that shenanigans. But guess what? I realized a flaw. I was saying Mui, and I didn't understand what I was saying. The entire time I meant Junie. That's how bad Junie is. She's so bad, I forgot her name and mistook her for Mui. Can you tell me what I did wrong? Am I actually stupid for criticizing 3 stars? Am I stupid for believing Smilegate doesn't know what they're doing? I mean, do I have to remind you that at some point of time, either had 2 attack awakenings? Do I have to remind people that Hua Young and Ervelyn, who are supposed to shred tanks, who are supposed to have less HP than tanks, have a HP percent awakening? But then no, they release another Lilius and she's broken, she's fast, she doesn't have any HP percent awakenings. In fact, she has as much speed crit damage awakenings as she wants. Oh, by the way, did you know that Fire Ludica is a debuffer, but she has 4 attack percent awakenings? But then guess what? Her attack awakenings do nothing because they intentionally lowered her ratios on her S1, S2, S3. I mean, sure, you can take the exclusive equipment that increases her S1 damage by 20%. yippee, now your Fire Lyrica is useless because she can't land debuffs in the first place. Like, brother, what is this? It's, again, maybe I'm wrong for making this video. Maybe I'm wrong for browsing my catalog and realizing the video I released 2 months ago is more relevant now. People say, yo, Smilegate, release more 3 stars because more 3 stars equals more specialty changes. The last specialty change was Inos. The last specialty change was Inos. That's almost 6 months ago. Again, if I go back to my last point, what happened in the last 2 months? Honkai Star Rail. People are jacked. They made millions, maybe $1 billion on that game. Gen Trash in Trash released 1 or 2 characters in that time, and people are hooked into that game. Nikkei made a collab with Blue Archive. Actually, not Blue Archive. They made a collab, and now they're making a Nier Automata collab, and people are wailing on that game for ass. They're not even wailing on the game because it's a quote-unquote good game with a good story, even though its story is pretty lackluster. I can't even think of the other gacha games. Oh, Azure Lane. It released a skin of a bad character, which, by the way, that same character has like 3 other skins, none of which are good units, by the way. She has so many variations, so many skins, none of which are good, but she gets fan art over fan art. People love wailing for this unit because they love the design, they love the voice, and again, 6 months time, 2 months time, that is a lot of time. Epic 7 is wasting their time doing nothing, or I should say Smilegate, because Super Creative is doing a good job. I really love profile cards. I really love the quality of life updates. That's not Smilegate, that's Super Creative. But like, Smilegate balancing. For the love of God, stop making corporate decisions for money. I know 3 stars don't generate you more money. I know if you gave us more drops on Wyvern, if you actually manned up and gave us permanent double rune, if you actually manned up and gave us more, or not more, if you actually gave us free unequip, less people would play. Quote unquote less people, because there's this fallacy that they believe in that, oh, did you know? The more rewards you give players, the less players play, because difficulty equals more people play. Every friend I've recommended Epic 7 to hasn't lasted months. The one guy who lasted months, again, that I recommended him, he lasted 6 months because I was peer pressuring him. And I apologize to him. I have made you play Epic 7. I have made people play Epic 7. They didn't care about the collabs. They didn't care about the game. It's just too complicated. And Epic 7, Smilegate, you need to understand, most people will look at your game with 3 stars. Not everyone is born having Charles, Haste, Vivian, Araminta, which, by the way, none of which are good because you can't use them in PvE content. I mean, you technically can, but Wyvern ticket gets Sigret, Golem ticket gets Xermia, and you get your Vivian on your Banshee ticket. Those are useful, thank you, Smilegate, but again, majority of your 5 stars are not usable. Oh, Ron is good, good luck getting the speed gear. Oh, your Lua Pira is good luck getting effectiveness speed gear. Oh, you want to use Charles? Guess what? You need this Elbrus, you need counter set pieces, you also need to give him the right amount of HP to defense to attack ratio, because if you build too much health defense, he will do no damage, and if he does too much damage, he will probably die very quickly. And this is, again, that is me talking about the 5 stars. So imagine the 3 stars. Imagine the frustrations players have to deal with the 3 stars. My friend who I introduced to Epic 7, a different one in this case, my guy rolled Rimuru on collab, but he was using Tyranor Guard, Ross, Either, and Mercedes in his story. And like, Again, when I told him to change Ross, he used a 3-star knight. He didn't use a 4-star, and he didn't have a 5-star. Can you tell me to my face that new players aren't using 3-stars? Because on God, 3-stars give you a glimpse into the game. And going back on the thing I mentioned about Gen Trash and Trash, is that in this time, they've released characters with some of the worst writing I've ever seen. But because of their design, they have fan art everywhere. But because it's Gen Trash and Trash, which I am getting cancelled for saying this, people love it. It's MiHoYo. People love MiHoYo. Oh, global release of Lost Ark. That's doing well. I mean, they're doing a server reset. Again, I'll do the same thing I did earlier. Priorities, Smilegate. Priorities. Never change. Actually, stay as you are. It's not like you can easily make a lot of money if you cared. Actually, it's counterproductive. Your decisions are for money, and because of that, you make less money. I understand the player base you have right now is committed. Oh, actually, they're not committed, because guess what? Mediator Cowrick skin infographic says that this is the least amount of players playing RTA in the last 2 years. Amazing. Oh, the peak of RTA was Arbiter Vildred skin? No way! You know Arbiter Vildred, who was actually power creeped when his skin came out? Huh, that guy got more plays. Oh, people care about Judge Kisei's skin? Oh, people care about Shruel's skin? But people don't care about Iravi skin? People don't care about this Mediator skin? Oh, and even less people care about LRK skin? No way. It's as if your meta isn't Zeo first pick. I mean, I am guilty of Zeo first pick, but I am guilty of it because it's always Lua, it's always C. Lilius, it's always Orwell, it's always LRK, it's always Mediator. It doesn't stop. And this is without 3 stars. I mean, Orwell is a 3-star, but come on, can you look me in the eye and tell me Orwell is a net positive to the game? Ever since they released Escort on Pyrrha, everyone used Escort on Pyrrha. And then Orwell came out, and now everyone has moved to Orwell. I have more to say. Oh, one last point. Blue Archive will release 1 character. And I am scared that the FBI will chase me just for mentioning Blue Archive. Blue Archive will release 1 character. And this 1 character, in a span of a week, will get more fan art than Epic 7 will ever get in a year. Maybe it's because it's easier to draw little girls having their toes sucked off by their teachers than it is to draw an Epic 7 character. I mean, I love Epic 7 art, but like, you need a dedicated fan to draw Epic 7 in the first place. And how many people leave after the tutorial? So much. I don't care if you tell me the guides in Epic 7 sell so much. Listen, just because Deity made 1 amazing guide doesn't mean every new player is gonna chase that guide. Just because Samol made the newest update to his Wyvern hunt does not mean every new player is gonna watch that hunt. Actually, it took me months in-game time to realize, wait a second, I should be doing Wyvern 13. Again, not every game or not every player is going to open a guide. Not every player is going to have these tools available to him. I don't care if you're saying Wyvern is easy. My friends couldn't comprehend Wyvern until I explained it to them. And again, they've stopped playing. And if you genuinely believe Specialty Change Alexa is good for you, you're still using Free Spirit Tira plus Arbiter Vildred to clear Wyvern. That's what my friends did. That's what not 1 friend, but 3 friends did. They used Free Spirit Tira to defense break Wyvern, and then they just prayed that their RB can solo the guy. Do I have anything more to say? Probably not. Thank you for watching. See you next time. By the way, count how many friends actually make it far to Epic 7. And the ones that do make it far, ask them, did they use a guide, or did you have to annoy them to watch these guides? Did you have to annoy them for months to play the game? Oh, by the way, I also hate that, the game is actually a marathon. You're not supposed to use every unit. Shut the hell up. It's a game. Enjoy it. You should enjoy it. People get bored if they can't use new things. I sign out. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.